Hello, and welcome to KG Law here in Sterling Heights, Michigan. I'm Kelly, the owner and founder here at KG Law. We're a small firm here in Sterling Heights, and we tackle a lot of big issues here in this office. And a lot of things that have been coming up lately, I'd like to take just a brief minute and talk about. So we've actually had some full-blown trials lately on child custody issues, and several reoccurring things keep coming up. So I thought I'd take a moment and just say, hey, before you start going into court wanting to upheaval a child's life, some of the things you might want to know and be able to testify about are the medications your child takes. If you don't know what the medications are, now there are caveats. There are some times where absolutely there are reasons you may not know. Absolutely. Okay, but in general, if you are actually giving your child a medication, you should know what that medication is, who the prescriber is, and why they are taking it, as well as obviously the dosing. We were literally in trial the other day, and opposing side couldn't tell me that. Couldn't answer a dosing question. Couldn't tell me the doctor's name. He's like, it's really hard to pronounce. Had never been to the office to find out any information about that. That's a red flag to the court that you really aren't an involved parent. Now, again, there are caveats to that. But those are some of the things that was one of them that we tackled this week. The other thing is, if your child has an individualized education plan, so an IEP or a 504, and you don't know what it involves to any degree, that's another huge red flag to the court. Again, there are exceptions to this rule or to this knowledge. There's definitely things like parental alienation. There are things where, things happen, and those are the exceptions. But in general, if you're a parent coming into court, those are questions you should be able to answer. You should be able to tell me or to tell the court what your current visitation schedule is, and if it changes during the summer. Many times I have parents whose visitation plans change during the summer. So take the time to kind of get to know what's going on, just on the basic level. Maybe it's a little bit more beyond the basics, but you should know. You should know things like what size clothing your children wear, who their best friend is. So take the time. And, most parents do, but some don't. And again, there are exceptions to this rule, but those are the things we look for, and I want my parents to know before I go filing motions for court changes. So let's talk again later about other court issues that have been coming up recently in our practice.